good afternoon. This is English exercise 6.1, number repetition exercises. Going forth with the study questions, I definitely thought the numbers were a little bit difficult, maybe because I've never really done this exercise before with numbers, and the previous exercises we practiced a lot with immediate and delayed repetition just with English, and now it's focusing more on numbers, and so this is also just a very good practice for me. Going forth for number 2, when she misspoke in line 8, she said super lotto. That really threw me off at first. When I went through ahead and I did it for a second time, I was able to hear it and just move past it, and so just being able to move past the misspoken language is really important in interpreting, because people misspeak all the time, people mispronounce, and being able to depict what they're actually trying to say, whether they misspeak or mispronounce or whatever. This was found in line 8. She said a lot of ums and uhs, and when I went through, she said a lot of fluffy stuff that really didn't matter, but then like the concrete information was like at the last constituent of the actual sentences, so I was really focusing on that, and I wasn't able to depict that until I went through the transcript and actually was able to dissect what she was saying. When I went through, the first one was my English understandable. I would say yes. When I went through and I did the second time, it was a little bit better, but not so much better that it was that big of a difference, if that makes sense. For number 4, I definitely did miss numbers. For line 12, I missed 36, 47, and 50. I was able to get $1 over to the cashier. I was able to get the whole numbers between 1 and 51. The 6 numbers. When she went through first, and she said that you have to pick 6 numbers. They could be your favorite lucky numbers, some of people in your group. I got all 3 of those, but I did not add the random number one. I don't know why. Maybe in my brain I thought, well, that's obvious. Like, you can pick any random number. I don't know why I did that, but my second time around I made sure to add it because I saw that and recognized it. For the 5-step follow-up, I said it was pretty serious the first time going around, because I definitely missed 3 numbers that were really important with what she picked for her example. For number 3, I omitted 3 numbers. I did not substitute the correct numbers for different numbers. I just totally was like, I could hear myself, and blah, 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 blah. And then I started on the next sentence because I totally just spaced and forgot and wasn't all the way there with memory, with the whole delayed repetition. And I really need to practice on just comprehending the material faster. Let's go faster. And practicing that. I definitely heard my voice drop. It was very, very funny, because when my voice dropped and got quiet, it was because I didn't know what I was talking about. Very, very interesting to see how my brain works within that. It really helped me see, oh, when I get quiet, it's because I am unsure of what I'm talking about. When I was really loud and like very firm, and this is it, this is when I am most confident, and I am comprehending the material, and I know what I'm saying is the truth. When my voice got really quiet, really soft, it was like, what are you trying to say, woman? So, for number 5, the action plan, I thought maybe listening to a math seminar can help me with the number and delayed repetition. Maybe thinking in terms of numbers and equations can help me just focus in more on important numbers, and how, or maybe like accounting or something like that. I have a whole bunch of accounting friends that go to OSU, and maybe they can help me, like, hey Lisa, what's 6 times 3, blah 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 blah, what's this and this and this, and like being able to not only interpret, but being able to comprehend what they're saying to me in numbers, and being able to output it exactly the way that they're saying it. Well, not exactly, because I'm obviously interpreting, but you get it, like with the numbers and everything. So math, accounting, science sometimes can use numbers, and there's many other things, like just simple classroom education, just basic levels. I can listen into YouTube videos and stuff like that, and I have been doing that, and it has been really working after I find what my strengths and weaknesses are through this book. So going forth for 6.3 exercise, This one was way difficult than this first one. It was very hard to understand what the speaker was talking about. It was very difficult. I tried to ignore her so's, as she had, when I went through the transcript, there's a lot of dash lines, meaning that she paused, and then I had another whole independent clause attached to the first independent clause, which really made it difficult. And I kid you not, because it was like, she would talk about one thing, and then she talks about the second thing, but it doesn't, like, match up, and when she was talking about it, it was, like, a very noticeable pause, and that pause was what screwed me over, because I was like thinking to myself, and then I was over analyzing, and then I was and it was just awful. First time around, awful, but really very, very, very helpful, because I was able, oh, this is what I struggle with. Okay, so let's go. Like, how can I fix this, Elisa? Practice, practice, practice. Practice makes it perfect. So, was your spoken English intelligible? Can you actually understand what I'm trying to talk about? The first time around, absolutely not. I had no idea what I was talking about. I had no idea what the speaker's intention was. I had no idea how to comprehend this really hard material in relation to biology and DNA and all this stuff. I had really no interest in it in the beginning, but this was very helpful for me, because I was able to see, oh wow, this is something that I struggle with. Even when the subject is not something that I'm really familiar with, I need to be able to familiarize myself with it within a timely fashion and comprehend the material. I might not know what I'm interpreting or what is going on in the classroom, but I need to be able to interpret that efficiently. So this really helped me see, okay, I might not know the material. I might be a little bit with the material, but I can still interpret efficiently whether I know it or not. It just has to do with comprehending the material, understanding what's going on, and then outputting the material the way it was inputted in me, if that makes sense. Like, no matter if I know or don't know the material, this was great for me to actually see this and what I struggle with and how I could improve this. Any errors? I definitely had a couple errors going forth. I had errors in line 23, the B and C. CMVB71. See, I still struggle with it. I also struggled with lines 31, 33, 35, 46, 47, 40, 54, and then 78. And then 64 I also struggled with. And all these lines that I actually ended up circling had very important information regarding the numbers, regarding the freezing point, regarding the label of a important organism, I think it was. I can't remember. But very, very interesting yet again, because this is something, again, I've seen that I'm struggling with, so I'm going to go ahead and practice on this. So with the 5-step follow-up, I said it was pretty serious. I missed a lot of important numbers. I did not comprehend the material when I first went through it. I was very lost. I was very confused on what the speaker was trying to tell me. But going through and seeing the numbers that I omitted was on all those lines, and again, that analysis point. The assessment, I went ahead and I was able to see when my voice got quieter, I was just not confident with what I was saying, and I knew that I was not comprehending the material, and that's when my voice got quieter. Again, super cool to see that. So it was like, oh my gosh, like I could totally see where I'm messing up, and that's what's so great about this book. It shows me, okay, this is my strength, this is my weakness. My voice gets quieter when I am going through my weakness. Very interesting. So for my, again, action plan, just listen more intently. Just keep practicing. Practicing again makes perfect. And that is all that I have to give to you for English unit number 6. I will see you next time. Have a great week.